I want to talk about this idea of lying flat or the lying flat movement that is coming out of China. This was released in 2021, and China's leaders are saying that the lying flat movement is the reason for the lack of innovation in the country. Now, what does this have to do with anything here in America? I'm going to get to that. So, Lying Flat is justice. Lying Flat is a movement that was jump started in April of 2021, a manifesto of renunciation. The post shared the author's lessons from 2 years of joblessness. The extraordinary stresses of contemporary life, the author concluded, were unnecessary, the product of the old-fashioned mindset of the previous generation. It was possible, even desirable, he argued, to find independence in resignation. He says, I can be like Diogenes, who sleeps in his own barrel, taking in the sun. Discussions about lying flat picked up pace in May as young Chinese, overworked and overstressed, weighed the merits of relinquishing ambition, spurning effort, and refusing to bear hardship. Another article picked it up this year. Young adults who embrace lying flatism also tend to see romantic relationships as unnecessary for happiness. Now, why am I bringing this up? And this is out of China. Because I'm bringing it up because I'm seeing a lot of women who are opting out of relationships here. And the world is global. Information is global. And this is what is going on globally. It might not necessarily have a name for what women are doing as far as opting out, and men too, but it's going to have some repercussions. Let's talk about it a little bit. So, the new research is talking about the attitude towards being single. The findings indicate that young adults who have a positive view of the lifestyle, which emphasize relaxation and avoiding excessive work or societal pressure, also believe that they can find happiness through various sources other than romantic relationships. The results suggest that there might be a growing trend among young people to choose the single lifestyle in the future. Skip down towards the bottom. Lying flat is refuse to participate in consumerist lifestyles such as pursuing high-paying jobs, purchasing material possessions, getting married, or having children. This paragraph, compared to their male counterparts, female young adults exhibited fewer stereotypes towards single people, had lower fear of being single, held stronger beliefs in achieving happiness without romantic relationships, and displayed a more positive attitude towards singlehood. These findings indicate that young women are more inclined to embrace being single. This needs to be an ongoing conversation. I'm going to have a part 2 where I connect the dots. In my previous video, I was talking about the lying flat phenomenon that's coming out of China. Now, connect that with the 4B movement that is coming out of South Korea, where women were absolutely saying no to children, marriage, dating, romantic relationships. They are shutting it down. They are saying no, putting a hard line. The women here in America, I haven't seen any kind of name being put into it, but I have seen a number of women across these social media streets where they are opting out of romantic relationships. Now, I want to highlight this yellow part one more time as far as lying flat. Compared to their male counterparts, female young adults exhibited fewer stereotypes towards single people, had a lower fear of being single, held stronger beliefs in achieving happiness without a romantic relationship, and displayed a more positive attitude towards singlehood. Women, as far as I can tell, also have stronger connections, stronger platonic connections and friendship connections. Women tend to have a stronger capacity to network and organize. So with that being said, I believe that women are going to have a better time at being single and not participating in marriage and romantic relationships. Why am I bringing this up? Because I grew up, I'm from 1980, so I came of age in the 1990s when that ride or die sentiment was high, and we got to get a man and you do what you have to do. But that sentiment is waning. My generation and younger, that sentiment is dying out. We are now embracing the self-love, having boundaries, don't be a martyr, no more ride or die, unconditional love is for suckers. We're saying that. And so now we are putting ourselves first, and what doesn't take care of us or edify us or support us, we're getting rid of it. What that means, men and boys are going to have to learn how to be self-sufficient adults, cook, clean, all of that, because women are not coming every 15 minutes like buses. We are asserting our humanity. We are more than an appliance to be switched out. We're more than a bus. We're more than something to be of service to a male. And you're seeing it with the opting out. I came across a video that a woman was talking about these males that have never lived without a woman, that they've lived with their mothers, their grandmothers, they've moved from woman to woman, house to house, and never had their names on a lease. Where are those dudes going to be when a woman doesn't put them up, when there's no host to leech off of? Y'all jump in the comments, tell me. Now I want to play this video from my TikTok mutual. I just want to remind us all that there are some dudes that are living, basically living, because they are using women and they're going from host to host. What is the next generation, the younger generation of males, going to do when these hosts, when women start opting out and saying no more? What are they going to do? Parents of right now, please keep this in mind. Women are saying no. So you are going to have to teach your boys how to cook, how to clean, how to do their laundry. You're going to have to teach them all of this. Please keep that in mind. Go ahead and watch this. And I'm not coming in on the back of her video, but let me know what you think of this whole video put together.
Most men, especially the ones with the same complexion as me, would be homeless if it were not for the women around them taking care of them. I was talking to somebody a couple weeks ago, and she was telling me about a man who moved out of his mother's house because his mother got a girlfriend and now he's mad and doesn't want to be there anymore. Guess how old this man is? 57. His mom is in her 70s. And if you do discover a man who lives outside of his mother's house or outside of his parents' house, he's only living there because he conned a woman into paying 50%, aka 80% of the household bills. And honestly, this is a dynamic that you can see in any Black family. The young women have education, careers, and a place to live. But the young men, uneducated, not working, working part-time, never want to move out. This is very, very, very common. There are a lot of grown ass men, I'm talking 50s, 60s, 70s, who have never lived alone. They've never had their name on a lease. They've never lived alone or paid for their own household. Independence has never been their goal. Subjugating and relying on the labor of women has always been their goal.